Fighters end up with some injuries. Although they're mostly minor ones, in some rare instances, the injuries can be serious or even result in death. Unfortunately, one of these rare instances occurred recently that led an amateur MMA fighter to losing his life. The incident has many wondering what exactly went down in the ring that day. Let's take a closer look. First up, the amateur MMA fighter dies 2 days after his debut. Christian Lubenga, a 27-year-old amateur fighter, passed away just 2 days after his debut match. Lubenga faced off against Cody McCracken on March 12, 2022, as part of a series of matches for the Battle of St. Patrick's. According to reports, this was the first time both men were fighting in the ring. Lubenga was fighting as a lightweight and a welterweight in the 155-pound class, according to the event roster. The two amateur fighters held up pretty well during the initial rounds. During the final round, the fight was stopped at 2 minutes and 38 seconds. The referee halted the match due to the blows that Lubenga sustained and due to the signs of exhaustion from both fighters. The fight commentator highlighted this: "Christian is trying for a takedown, but is exhausted. McCracken won the fight in the end." Both men left the cage at the Mallory complex, standing on their own 2 feet. On March 14th, though, Ammo Fight League MMA CEO Bill Idol took to Facebook to announce Lubenga's passing. Idol stated, "It is with great sadness that I have to inform everyone that Christian Lubenga passed away on the morning of Monday, March 14th. The medical examiner will be conducting an autopsy to determine the cause of death." So, what caused Christian Lubenga's death? Idol's claims were further confirmed by Hamden District Attorney Anthony D. Guluni that the death was indeed under investigation. Despite this, there are many theories going around the MMA community regarding the actual cause of death. Some people are theorizing that the cause of death may be a head injury that the fighter attained after blows he received during the 3rd round of the match. Others seem to think that the death may have been the result of undetected sickle cell anemia. There are quite a few people that believe that Lubenga's death may have been the result of dehydration due to weight cutting. For those unaware, fighters are often required to drop down lower than 20 pounds of their walking around weight to qualify for certain classes. As the sport is growing in popularity recently, many are concerned about the incident and whether the risks are too high. While experts in the field were quick to clarify that deaths resulting from MMA fights are very rare, one can't ignore that deadly practices like weight cutting are still allowed. Rondell Clark's passing in Massachusetts after a match at Plymouth Memorial Hall in 2017 was also a result of extreme weight cutting. According to reports, a physician was present at the facility during the match between Lubenga and McCracken, as per state regulations. Usually, promoters ask fighters to sign health waivers before fights. However, it is unclear whether Ammo Fight League of Connecticut required these waivers from Lubenga. Members of the State Athletic Commission met on March 21st to discuss Lubenga's medical health history in private. President of the Ronald Clark Foundation, Sam Silverman, highlighted that while the commission is aware of the dangers of weight cutting, it has still allowed the deadly practice to continue within the community. Silverman referred to it as an embarrassing inaction on the part of the commission. As of now, we're unaware of the outcome of the commission's investigation. We'll have to wait for the investigation to be completed to know for sure what the cause of Lubenga's death was. What does the community have to say about the fighter's passing? Lubenga was a native of the Democratic Republic of Congo and was a graduate student who spoke 5 different languages. At the time of his passing, the fighter resided in New Haven, Connecticut with his wife and son. Those close to Lubenga also shared some of their thoughts regarding the incident. The fighter's gym, Black Wolf MMA in Connecticut, said that Lubenga's death is what a nightmare would look like. They went on to say that Lubenga was more than a student for them. He was like family, having shared many special moments with them. They described Lubenga as the type of person who others would aspire to be like. They went on to add that Lubenga was polite, professional, humble, and always kind to everyone no matter what. Lubenga's passing was a big loss for the community. It's devastating to see the amateur fighter's MMA journey come to an end before it even got a chance to begin properly. And now, some other MMA UFC news. Recently, it seems that the fighters in the martial arts community are causing quite some trouble outside of the cage. Let's take a closer look at some fighters that are making headlines. UFC fighter Jorge Masvidal arrested? UFC fighter Jorge Masvidal has gotten himself arrested for beating up a fellow fighter. Masvidal was charged with second-degree felony aggravated battery after he attacked Colby Covington outside of a Miami Beach restaurant on March 23rd. Even though Masvidal was released the next day on bail, if convicted, the fighter may face up to 15 years in prison. According to the allegations made by Covington, Masvidal punched him twice in the face, breaking one of his teeth. The fight, it seems, took place after Covington beat Masvidal in the welterweight contest after the UFC 272 in Las Vegas on March 5th. Covington revealed to the authorities that Masvidal ran up to him and hit him without any notice or warning as the former was leaving the restaurant. So, what exactly caused the fight between the two? According to Covington, right before the fighter struck him, he said something about the former talking about Masvidal's kids. Various reports have confirmed that Covington has repeatedly accused Masvidal of being a deadbeat dad to his children and has mocked the fighter's past relationship with the mother of his children. It seems that his children are a touchy subject for Masvidal. Prior to the altercation, Masvidal posted on Twitter, "Good morning to everyone, except those who think that talking about someone's kids is cool." It seems that many fans are also disappointed disappointed with Masvidal's behavior. Fans highlighted that it was a very low move on Masvidal's part to attack Covington after losing an official match against the latter. And to make matters worse, the fight outside the restaurant wasn't even fair play considering that Masvidal snuck up on Covington, taking the fighter completely off guard. Talk about a sore loser. As of now, Masvidal has pleaded not guilty to the charges of felony and criminal mischief. A court date has been set for the two for April 21st. Next, Conor McGregor arrested for dangerous driving. It seems that Masvidal isn't the only one causing trouble in the martial arts community. Conor McGregor was arrested for multiple traffic violations while driving his Bentley Continental GT along the N4 between Lucan and Palmerstown. According to reports, McGregor's vehicle was initially seized, but was returned to him later once he was released on bail. McGregor has been scheduled to appear in court in April. This isn't the first time the fighter has faced traffic violation charges. Back in 2017, McGregor was charged $440 for speeding. Later in 2018, he lost his driver's license for driving over 154 kilometers per hour in a 100 kilometer per hour zone. To add to this, McGregor is also in the middle of another civil case. For this case, the UFC fighter has been accused of sexual assault by a woman. Lastly, Jon Jones won't fight in the cage. Chris Stockhouse has recently expressed his doubts on Jon Jones's return to the cage for a proper fight. The last time Jon Jones fought in the octagon was 2 years ago in 2020. The former UFC lightweight champion had relinquished his crown following a unanimous decision win over Dominic Reyes. It seems that this decision was mostly fueled by his goal of debuting at heavyweight. However, it seems that this goal has yet to be fulfilled due to the ongoing troubles that Jones has seemed to attract outside the cage. Chris Daukaus, a former police officer and light heavyweight fighter, stated that if he were offered a fight against Jones, he might have some reservations before accepting. Daukaus clarified that he meant no disrespect to Jones, and that he respects Jones as a martial artist. And while Jones has his own legacy, his track record makes Daukaus feel a bit wary of accepting a fight with him. The fighter went on to say that it would be unfair if he spent 12 weeks preparing for a fight that has a high probability of not happening due to Jones's outside the cage troubles. Daukaus stated that he's still in the process of building a career and legacy, and a fight like this would serve only as a roadblock for him. He added that he really hopes that Jones can get his act together and return to the arena. However, until then, it's unlikely that he'll accept a battle against him. The most recent of Jones's troubles involve him being arrested in the morning right after his UFC Hall of Fame induction by the Las Vegas police for allegations of domestic violence against his then fiancée. It seems that the troubles of mixed martial arts go beyond the cage, as we've seen with the various fighters mentioned earlier. We'd like to hear your thoughts regarding the things we've discussed in today's video, so be sure to drop your thoughts in a comment below.